What's going on, guys? Hit Squad here again, back at it with another video. Now, before I get started on this video, I do want to encourage everybody to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. You guys already know it helps out the channel. Now, in my last video, I said that I wanted to go over some film, look at a couple plays offensively and defensively, positive and negative. I thought there were a lot of positives to take from the loss last night. Obviously, there were a lot of negatives as well. I found a couple plays offensively that I really liked, and defensively. And obviously, there was a lot of negative on the defensive side, but I wanted to find the few that really stood out to me and things that the Giants need to improve on. So let's get started on this. Now, we're going to look on the offensive side. We're going to start with the positives, work our way to the negatives. So we're going to look on the offensive side of the ball. I want to look at Daniel Jones, and I want to look at, just how much he's improved so far from what we've seen. And so stick with me. Let's get started.
Now, looking here, it's nice to see the offensive line buy Daniel Jones some time for him to step up and get rid of that ball. One thing I will say is I'm excited to see Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton's connection grow. It's good to see that carried on to this year so far. I think that Daniel Jones has improved on his check down reads and his reads with his receivers. I do think that he needs to improve on reading the defense. That took Eli some time. This is Daniel Jones' second year. However, that has to improve. Now, it is worth noting that this was very common last night. The backfield was covered with Steelers defenders, not giving Saquon any time. Now, this was a nice play here. Bought Daniel Jones some time. Nice start to Darius Slayton. Speaking of these two, look at this connection. Look at the time he has. Nice, beautiful ball. Nice dart to Darius Slayton. I think they're both primed to have a good year if this offensive line can hold up. There were some positives to take from this game. This was definitely one of them. Now, you never want your quarterback to throw across his body, but this was nice to see. Nice pickup of a first down, but again, you don't want them to do that all the time. While Saquon wasn't able to get a lot done on the ground, through the air, he definitely was. You could see here on the screen pass, the speed and the hurdle. It's very nice to see that, he still has that in him, but this offensive line definitely has to improve. Now, looking here, again, throwing across his body. You don't want that too much, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's being very safe with the ball. Now, one thing I will say about Daniel Jones is that he is tough. When there's pressure in his face, he could still make that pass, and I love seeing that. I love seeing him in this play here extend. We didn't really see that too much with Eli Manning. When the pocket collapses, if Daniel Jones has a lane, he's going to take that lane, and I like that. I love seeing that. Daniel Jones, look at this again. Just pick up the first, slide down. Now, this was another nice run by Daniel Jones that I really liked. Almost fell, picked himself up, was able to get that first, or I think he was close to the first. But, you like to see that. Now, looking at this defense was able to get to Ben Roethlisberger early. And, I think that's really nice. You saw different, looks that this defense gave Big Ben. That's very common with Patrick Graham. It was nice to see Leonard Williams get his first sack as well. Lorenzo Carter definitely stood out to me. I'm really excited to see what this defense can do, but it is evident that the second cornerback position and the edge rusher position remains something we need. Now, this was an excellent play by TJ Watt. I can't really fault Daniel Jones for this. I don't think there was necessarily a play there. However, excellent play by TJ Watt nonetheless, and he'll be worth the money for Pittsburgh. Now, one thing that concerns me about our defense was we could not cover the receivers. The second cornerback position is an issue, and that needs to be addressed. Now, I do think that this was probably the biggest head scratcher of the game. I don't know why he didn't check the ball down, let alone just throw the ball out of bounds. Daniel Jones has an issue of holding onto the ball too long, and these kind of interceptions will happen. He could have checked it down. He could have threw it out of bounds earlier. I know he tried, but that's something that he just has to work on. Now, one thing that definitely made me upset seeing was the offensive line was not holding up and giving any lanes for Saquon Barkley. And that has to improve. Saquon Barkley has the talent to be a game changer. He is a game changer in my eyes, but we were not able to help him out on the ground, and that's really upsetting. Hopefully that can improve this year. Again, this was easily the number one defense in the league, and this is a crazy defense. You got to tip your hat off to Pittsburgh, and we just got to chalk that up and focus on Chicago for now.
So yeah, guys, there were positives to take from this game last night. There were a lot of negatives. I wanted to keep the negatives to a minimum because if not, we'd have like a 20-minute video, But there were some positives to take from the game throughout the negatives. I'm really excited to see the growth of Daniel Jones. I thought that he did fairly well last night. I thought Andrew Thomas had a solid debut. Obviously, the right side needs some work. I'm not too sure if we should expect Matt Parrott to start early. But you really got to like what you see from Daniel Jones. When you look at since they've gotten Minka Fitzpatrick, when you look at the quarterbacks that have played against this Pittsburgh Steelers team, they don't do good. There is a reason why you can make a valid argument that the Pittsburgh Steelers have the number one defense. They're top three in almost every category on defense. Statistically, they showed last night that they're a force to be reckoned with. 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and I got to tip my hat off to Mike Tomlin. I got to tip my hat off to that Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They're legit. They're very legit. There are some things that the offensive line has to improve on. There's some things that on our side of the defense that we have to improve on. The second cornerback position is definitely something that concerns me a lot, and it's going to concern me until we address it. I thought James Bradbury played fairly well, but it's only the first game, guys. We can't be too hard on this team. We got to chalk it up, see how we do against Chicago. I think that we'll bounce back with Chicago. I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Let me know what you guys think below. Do you guys like when we do videos like these? How do you guys like them? Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know what plays you're looking out for coming up this week when we play Chicago. Again, this is Hit Squad. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.